This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com.
Let's mention this show drew 9,000 fans, roughly 100 shy of capacity. There's 7,300 paying fans. Pretty decent gate for the time, $104,000. That's way up from Uncensored 95, which only had 5,700 fans in the same building.
Excuse me.
What do you think of the idea of having a show become like synonymous with a town? Like there for years and years, it felt like Starrcade was always going to be in Washington, D.C. in WCW. And once upon a time, Starrcade was always in Greensboro, and famously Halloween Havoc was always at Las Vegas at the MGM Grand. What do you think of that? Do you like that idea?
I do, if it's a big market and that can be their show for that year, and you can get an outstanding gate, and it, you can kind of promote it 6 months out. Just drop a line, without having to hard sell it so much. Right. But I love like a big, and not to cheat the small markets, but if you're going to have a pay-per-view that is tagged to a certain town, it needs to be one that will accommodate, 12, 15,000 people. Pay it off.
Well, business is booming here compared to 95. Let's run through that real fast. The estimated average attendance in March of 95 was only 2,040 fans. It's up 82.4% to 3,720 fans. That means your gates are a lot higher too. In March of 95, you're only averaging 19.6. Here you're averaging 38.4. So it's up 95%. Do you remember the gargantuan jump from 95 to 96? And how much of that do you attribute to the success of Nitro?
Well, I think if you go back and check maybe a year or two before that and see how many times you ran it those years, and you could see the build to where it made a little more sense than if you just got a 2-year knowledge of it. But I bet you, I don't know how many times we ran it in 95, but we were building an audience. Apparently they were digging what we were doing, thus the steady climb in attendance over the 2 years.
It's pretty fun to look at WCW sort of rise, and unfortunate for us, the fall. Did you think you were headed in the right direction here in March of 96? I mean, we're a couple months out from Scott Hall showing up, so nobody knew what the NWO was going to do for ratings or houses or just WCW business in general. But did you feel like, hey man, we're building something here? Or was this just sort of business as usual for you at this point?
Well, I was there when it started, 1990, you look at the house show business, it was non-existent. So I was there for that, 5-year build, and Hogan and Savage and, some of those big names coming in, and, that was going to make a difference, obviously. You had a pretty good roster, 96. As far as just getting them paired together and getting some angles that worked. I thought we had the makings of being a success, but it just, it wasn't as quick as I wanted it to be, obviously.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.